Hey fellas, nice to see you. Today we're gonna be doing a tier list of like those iconic 2000s teen type movies. I'm jazzed, I'm excited, let's just get started. Alright, so let's start off light, okay? Let's go with some Aquamarine first. Now, Aquamarine is just one of those movies that touched me as a child. And I don't mean that in an inappropriate way. I'll be real, like it's kind of a stupid concept, so it's not gonna be S tier, off limits. But the nostalgia factor is really high on this one. The mermaid, why don't I even remember her name? Isn't her name Aquamarine? Whatever. When she's eating the fish food, Ben & Jerry's, changed my life. I still eat fish food to this day simply because of that scene. All right, so for that alone, for the Ben & Jerry's alone, it has to have B tier, you know? That's a special moment for me. It's gonna rest there for now. Next up, Princess Diaries. This movie, not exactly like the end all be all of my life. I feel like I like this movie and I enjoyed it as a child, specifically the makeover scene, which, I mean, by today's standards, I feel like the makeover scene is very, I mean, listen, it's satisfying to see this little haggard girl become this blossomed, you know, beautiful person. But there is something to be said about like the adultification of it. I don't mean to sound like a pussy here, but it is a little weird that she, you know, is basically supposed to be an adult at this point. Like that's like kind of how they make her look. Who cares though, right? So the makeover scene is iconic enough. I forget the fucking guy. I really don't remember who he is, but like I remember being so attracted to him. He was part of my sexual awakening. Oh, this man's. Why was I so attracted to him? He looks like a fucking bird. Child me, her taste was interesting. Once I liked Harry Styles at age 11 or 12, that solidified the type. Because before that, I was kind of picking and choosing men like this versus men like Dating Phantom versus this guy, you know, it was just, you know, I was all over the place until I landed on the Harry Styles type, the archetype of black hair and green eyes. That's all I fucking cared about. All you fuckers who keep referencing the hair dyeing video, who say that I'm a bigot because I don't like blonde haired dudes, it's because of Harry Styles, blame him. Blame him. Anyway, simply because of him and my sexual awakening, I'm gonna give it a C. Because this movie's not very memorable for me, to be honest. You know, Julie Andrews, this is below her pay grade. Next, Angus Thompson, Perfect Snogging. Girl, I remember, you know, seeing the fucking preview for this on Nick at Night, and me and my sister were like, this movie looks so stupid. This looks so dumb. Until we got a like Blockbuster or something. Take it back. This shit is the bomb. I fucking love this movie. I love this movie. It's so good. It was like exactly what I wished like my friends and I were like. Actually, we were like them. We were just like the girls in this movie. So yeah, I'm gonna put this at A. I'm putting that at A. First of all, hot people. Aaron Taylor Johnson, that hair, he's the only man to this day that I think pulls off that hair without a single fault. I cannot fault him. I cannot take points off of the, you know, metaphorical scale of beauty. He had that spicy English meat, excellent plot, drama, good friendships, enjoyable friendships, hot Aaron Taylor Johnson, and music. She's from Lebanon. All right, next, Sleepover. I watched this again recently and I forgot that Jane Lynch is in this, and honestly, honest to God, Jane Lynch is the only good part about that movie. Everything else is shit. The entire movie is just there to make fun of this little girl. Everybody in this movie is just targeting Yancey. They're shitting all over her. Fuck that. That's awful. Plus, like, you have the fucking Evan Peters. Like, he is in this somehow and he's like this stoner kid who just keeps fucking showing up and sniffing underwear. It's so mechanical. It feels like it was written by an AI that was trying to study what teens do. And for that, it's gonna stay at F. It has to. This movie's so fucking bad. She's the man. All right, now this might be controversial. I don't really like this movie. I like don't vibe with it. I've only seen it once, so maybe that's why. It was never, you know, an integral part of my upbringing. I never felt like, oh my god, I need to watch She's the Man. Never in my life have I said that. I just don't get it. And now that I have the added context that it was, you know, bothersome to Amanda Bynes to watch it, and it caused some, you know, mental health struggles, I like it even less. You know, there are some good moments in there. Don't remember any of them, but it's all right. So I'll give it an E. That's controversial. I have a feeling people are gonna be mad at me for that. Don't care. All right, She's All That. Integral. That shit is embedded in me. This movie, I hold fast. I hold it like a baby. You know, it's a spiritual experience, this movie. First of all, great plot. Very entertaining. Excellent music. Style. Absolute nut. Lainey is hot before anybody does anything to her. They didn't really make that much of an effort to make her look ugly. Also, Matthew Lillard, excellent in this movie. Iconic in this movie. A. It has to go A. Sorry. It has to. It's so good. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Listen, this movie is like icon, legendary status. It's a really good movie. However, I don't think I'd ever watch it again. I feel like I remember the music being awesome. So many iconic scenes, can barely count them. I love Cameron. I love Cameron so much. He makes that movie for me. For Cameron alone, I'm gonna give this a B. I don't wanna be that person, but it's probably like objectively better than Angus Song's A Perfect Song. But like, for me specifically, just doesn't get there. Sorry. Next, Grease. I don't have much to say about Grease, to be honest. Matter of fact, I don't even know why I put it on this list. However, it is iconic, and it deals with teens. I feel like the Rachel Berrys of this world love this fucking movie. I love a good There Are Worse Things I Could Do. I would sing it every fucking day if I could. Actually, I could, and I don't. But anyway, music's alright, you know. Icon status, it's there. However, I don't give a fuck, a flying fuck about any of these characters. Genuinely. I could not care less. And for that, D. Yeah, I said D, bitch. Next, Legally Blonde. In my opinion, there's nothing else that has achieved this level of icon status in this list. Because it is just within us. You know, the people who have grown up watching this movie, I feel like it's just ingrained. First of all, the movie itself, incredible. Warner Huntington III. Hate him. And I will hate him for the rest of my days. And I know so many fucking Warners in this life. They're everywhere. Warners are just here and there and everywhere. Frat parties, there's a Warner there. This story is of a woman powering through to find love, and then she finds herself instead. And then the other bitch who hates her because she is, you know, her boyfriend's ex, they link up. They become friends. Warner fucking fails. That is so good. That is fucking delicious. S tier. This movie is so fucking good. The musical is so good. Everything about it is delicious. It's incredible. I love Emmett so much. God, he also unlocked something within me. But not even physically, it's just mostly like the way he treated her and how he inspired her and helped her discover how intelligent and brilliant she is. Bring it on. This movie is forgettable. Honestly, I don't really remember the plot. I enjoy a good, you know, cheerleading moment. I do. I just don't care. Everybody in this is like hot, whatever. As they usually are in these types of movies, they're all really beautiful people. I'm gonna go with D because I really don't remember a single thing about this movie. 13 going on 30. This movie is every girl's dream. Every girl's dream. Every little girl wants to be old. And then when you're fucking old, then you want to be young again. This movie exemplifies that. It really does. Fair share of iconic moments. I used to watch this all the time. I love Jennifer Garner in it. So good. Mark Ruffalo. Listen, they've got that like cute little like hometown love type thing going on, which is not my favorite of tropes. I'm more into a fucked up power dynamic, That's kind of my vibe. I like that. 13 Going on 30 doesn't give that to me. Music, great. Anything 80s is good. I'm gonna give this a B because it gives me most of what I want, but not everything. All right, next, Dazed and Confused. In my opinion, no movie on this list other than this one captures the hopelessness and monotony of being a youth. It perfectly describes and shows you the reality of being a teen. It's not any of this except this movie. There's no glamour, there's no excitement, there's only petty little nuggets of drama here and there that with hindsight become so stupid that they couldn't even make it in any of these movies because they're so fucking dumb. It's not, you know, you're a fucking princess and you just suddenly realize that you get a makeover and you get to go rule the country. That's not what high school is. High school is wanting to kill yourself every fucking day until you finally get out and you feel better. High school is the boredom and utter confusion of Dazed and Confused. Love it. I love this movie. S. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. You're simply wrong. And I have nothing to say to you. Clueless. I think I can, with confidence, say that this is like probably the most iconic teen movie of all time. Fashion, excellent. Characters, excellent. You have a makeover sequence at some point, great. Paul Rudd is doing it for me in this. Their dynamic is giving me something. I'm gonna give this A, because while it isn't completely, actually, is it S? It might be S, guys. I'm gonna keep it at A because it isn't quite as ingrained in me as Legally Blonde, and it isn't quite as elevated as Dazed and Confused, in my opinion. I'm gonna readjust this a little bit. So I think that Clueless is very close to being S. I think She's All That is close to being S. So I'm gonna put them there. And I'm gonna put Dazed and Confused before Legally Blonde because I think that Legally Blonde is not quite as realistic. Not because Elle is not brilliant and amazing. To get back to Clueless, I think it gives me everything I needed to give, but it's just not quite there. Easy A. I adore this movie. This is genuinely one of my favorites out there. Okay, while it doesn't have a fucked up power dynamic, I guess it kind of does in a way, but not really. It does give me a satisfying end. It tackles slut shaming. And it does like very closely imitate how high school people, in my opinion, act. All they want is to just be accepted by their peers. All they want is for people to like them and for everything to be fine. It's also actually funny. You know, a lot of the time these movies don't actually make me laugh. This movie actually makes me laugh. I think it's hilarious. Emma Stone is excellent in this movie. The romance element of this movie is really good. In a movie and in books, I do not want to see the relationship. I don't care. I want slow burn. I want them to get into a relationship, fade to black, movie's done. It's entertaining. You get multiple forms of drama that don't only circulate around the kids, which I like. So like with the teacher and the guidance counselor, very interesting. A, I'm sorry, but it's A. And I'm gonna put it before She's All That. In a way, I almost want to put it before Clueless, but because it doesn't have the same iconic status as Clueless and the style isn't quite as good, I'm gonna put it after. Freaky Friday. I don't really remember this movie. To be honest, I don't know why I put it in here. I just remember it being like iconic, whatever. I'm gonna put an E. Honestly, I literally have nothing to say about this movie. So like, it's my bad for even putting it in here. You guys can argue below where it should go. Mean Girls. There's a lot of problematic jokes in Mean Girls. More intelligent things have been said about this movie. And, you know, logical essay type analysis. So I'm not gonna go there. Iconic status. It's up there. However, I don't personally feel the attachment that so many women feel to this movie. I feel like so many people are just obsessed with this movie, and I feel like there's a period of time where like everybody would just only reference this movie all the time, and because of that, I don't care. You know, this movie has lost its luster. I don't think it's really making that interesting of a comment. Yeah, girls are mean to each other. I've been through it. I know. I have been mean to other girls. I will really admit that because I went to an all-girls school for 8 years, so I know this intimately. I don't know, it's just the pure theatrics in this movie. I don't think it really taps into the reality. I don't think it's that funny. I think it's just overdone. There's only so many things that we can do with girls being mean to each other. And I don't want to see any more of that. So I'm gonna put it at C, honestly. I have no attachment to the characters. I don't think that Katie's that great. The only good character in that movie is Janice. Janice and Damien are the only ones I really care about. I think we can move past Mean Girls. It's not the level of good that we've placed it in our society. Shit on me all you want. That's just my opinion. Breakfast Club. I watched this once in 8th grade. And to be fair, my opinion might change if I watched it now. But I remember being like, this is what people rant and rave about? This is the movie. Why? I didn't care about the characters. Again, I can't really speak on this that heavily because I have not seen it since I was 14 years old, probably. So, won't go that in depth, but I don't know. I just feel like it was like, whatever. That's all I remember about it, to be honest. It's my indifference. I'm gonna also go C because, you know. Now I'm gonna do some rearranging here. And I organized S and A the way I want it to be. B needs to change. I'm gonna go Ferris Bueller, then 13 Going on 30. You know what, why did I even put Aquamarine there? Aquamarine needs to be lower. Aquamarine's gonna go C. And I'll put Mean Girls back in B, okay? Mean Girls isn't that bad. I'm just not. I'm just over it. Breakfast Club first at C, and then we're gonna go Princess Diaries and then Aquamarine. So I really have knocked down Aquamarine several pegs. Sorry, Aqua. I apologize. Honestly, I like Bring It On more than I like Grease. Maybe I'm just shitting all over Grease. Sorry. I do think that Cheese Man is probably better than Freaky Friday. Sleepover is gonna stay at the bottom. I mean, I feel bad putting it at F, but like really the entire point of that movie is just making fun of a girl. So like there's no reason. Anyway, that's the list. Please, I'm begging you to argue with me in the comments because I really, this is what makes me thrive. And if you guys want to see more tier lists, if you're mad at me for not putting a certain movie on this, maybe I can make another one with all different kinds of movies. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next life.